Herzlich willkommen zur 28. Ausgabe von Chat with Funky Space. Ja, ich heiße Sie recht herzlich willkommen. Neben mir sitzt hier an meinem Wohnzimmertisch meine liebe Kollegin Toni und mietet sich wie jedes Mal, so wie ihr es bereits kennt, ein, geht über ihre Atmung, konzentriert sich und ja, es geht nur einige wenige Augenblicke und dann spüre ich bereits die Wärme, von der ich immer wieder gern euch berichte, die ausgeht von ihr, weil ich richtig gehend spüre, bemerke, fühle, wie sich bis und mit in ihrer Ausstrahlung oder Abstrahlung, in dem Fall Wärmeabstrahlung, sich so viel verändert, zeigt und wie so ein warmer Wind zu mir herüber scheint. Ja, und ich denke, so wie es sich anfühlt und klingt.
Hello.
Genau,
Hello,
ganz
Space
herzlich
Radio.
willkommen.
Hello, I am back to talk
schön.
to you, talk to the world, talk to you. How are you? I hope you're fine.
Oh ja, und herzlich willkommen
yes,
hier
thank you so
wieder.
much. Thank you so much. And I know you have always questions.
Oh, yeah.
Human beings have always questions.
Oh, yeah.
Human beings want to know a lot. Human beings want to be always, celebrating the upcoming year with, their knowledge, what they have and what they want to reach. But we want to focus, for not the year 2025, which you will reach in a few days. But we want to go further on in the year of the world year 2026 and world year 2027 and the world year 2028. So they are very, very interesting years because many things which you are in as human beings, you are already in the changements. And many changements have been already gone through for you as human beings, and many changements you will go through. Many changements will be occasionally in some parts in the world, so that some changements are not including the whole world, but some parts of the world. But they will change also the rest of the world. That's what we need to say. So yes, excuse me.
Entschuldigung, ja, wenn ich gleich wieder hineingrätsche.
Yes.
Aber welche konkreten Changements hatten wir bereits durchlebt, damit wir einfach hier ganz aktuell berichten?
Yes.
Gern.
So, talking to you as human beings, you're always focused on the regular way of living. What's the regular way of living? Regular way of living is like, it's like going to work, having a family, having a regular salary, having, you have a lot of insurance, you have like a lifestyle which you think that, made by money, it's given and it will go on like that forever. This is like you human beings are seeing your world, your daily life. You are into politics, you are into sport, you are just, thinking that winning something is always the greatest that you can have. And this is like, the level of what your brain and what your commitment right now in your world is given to you. Yeah. So it's like something that you can go on and you would like to go on also forever, because it is so, for many people it's like normal, for others it's like they are not included in the system, and for many it's also a struggling period, and struggling time and struggling life. And you think that you can put in everything, with your knowledge, you have for everything a response. Now, what we talked already, that, the changement of frequency will give you no response on what you had until now. So if you want to have, or if you have questions on why it is like that, because it was always like that, you have not an answer for it. And this will start in 2025, because it's like the new evolution step, which you are really getting into, that you don't have an answer for your questions. And this is something which will be so dramatically given next year that you don't have an answer for that. How could it come like that? And how we didn't see it? And how we, you just want to have for everything a response, because your thinking is just like not thinking behind what we already talked once also. And this is like showing you next year everywhere that there is no response for something. So if you think that you can give a response because of the climate change, it is like that, or it is like that because we have this and this kind of politics, and because we have, this and this kind of rumor, and because we have this kind of criminality, and we have this kind of, you have not an answer.
Ja, und vor allem keine Begründung.
Excuse me. Yeah. Yes. And it will just change completely in a different way. So if you right now also you are asking yourself as human beings why the amount of people dying in that country is much more, why this kind of disease which is really showing up again in a different way, it's showing up again because we have, what you're thinking in your world, we have a medicine for that, why it is just showing up again. Why this is just coming up because we have this and this. So it is like putting you back in your knowledge.
Yeah.
And who wants to be put back in the knowledge? Yeah. So you think that, your science is so far away, but starting next year you don't have an answer. Not even scientists have an answer for many things, or for many questions. You're just like... getting no answer.
Ja, das ist eine brachiale Ohrfeige an uns selbst verteilt als Gesellschaft. Wir sind komplett out of order in diesem Augenblick. Ja.
And this is, what is coming up. So out of order, and we talked also about electricity, we talked about, many things which will not work like they should, and you always want to have a response. Okay, now what is the changement? You want to have a response of the changement, and you want to have just, an answer that you can go on like the methods that you had until now. Now the methods are not there anymore until now.
Yeah.
And this
Die greifen nicht mehr.
Exactly.
Richtig?
And we always talked about the higher frequency. So with higher frequency, and also with the higher frequency of the planet Earth, moving, it's not possible that something can just work like it was until now. So everything like that will just be a big confusion. And you need to go through this confusion because it's the step for something new.
Yeah.
Is the step to the new. Yeah. It is the step to the evolution step. And what you are also in, and we talked also about that in the last episode, we talked also about that there is also other life, there are also other planets, and you think that, they need to have the same system as you have down in your world and on your earth, that you can communicate with them. But are you sure if they want to communicate that way that you communicate with other people?
Ja, wir gehen einfach mit unseren Maßen vor, das was ja beschränkt im Grunde genommen ist.
You are thinking that you are more than these other beings, and this is the wrong step you're going forward to. And now putting back and going back again to the artificial intelligence that you're putting and giving to the artificial intelligence in your world, just the whole and completely knowledge that you think, artificial intelligence is just working for us all, and it's just giving us the response for everything, you will get really a big, a big question mark in something. And we talked and we really said be careful in that, because artificial intelligence is not something to go with it in the future. It is very painful, and it is also very destroying your knowledge and lives. This is something which I really need to speak out now. And it's something that you are really not celebrating as something because you want to be superior in your knowledge of artificial intelligence and superior in what the world is and where the world will go, because you want to have it to go in the step which you are, which you know until now, but it goes completely in a new step which you don't know. And artificial intelligence, which is made right now on Earth, is going into the step which you don't know. And this is the very big, failure that you're doing as human beings.
Ja, Sie erwähnten das auch schon in vorherigen Podcasts.
Yes. And I need to say it
auf jeden
again.
Fall, ja, weil also die
Problems.
Entwicklung in diese Richtung gehen wie eine Blüte auf und gehen ins Unermessliche. Im Augenblick werden sehr beworben, auch sehr genutzt für verschiedene Möglichkeiten. Und ich denke, das, was Sie immer wieder hier so detailliert auch erwähnen, ist die unsägliche Gefahr, die davon gleichzeitig die wir nicht sehen
And next year,
wollen.
artificial intelligence is giving you the big questions which you don't have an answer. And that's why I'm saying, you want to have an answer for everything. And you think that artificial intelligence is working because you feed it that way that you want to have it. And now artificial intelligence is giving you it's like giving you the shop back to something which you don't know. And that's what we always said, don't trust to something which is artificial. Put also a human brain in something, and that's what you're not doing. And now next year you get really a big response on that.
Next year darf ich konkret anfragen, 2025?
Yes, it's and we need to say it like that, because world history is going also in this new stepping into what is also coming from the outside, what is coming also from the universe, and which knowledge is coming also from the universe, which knowledge is there, which mathematical formula are there that you really can continue also as planet Earth as well. So you have to focus on what is weather condition, and you have to focus also that around the world, the world is moving also, and around the world is also having their own intelligence, and we talked also about that. And around the world, the whole intelligence is also responding on what are you doing on Earth, and around the world, the intelligence is also there to give you also to say yes or no to something. And it's not a 0 or a 1. It is another talk. And it is another talk which you are not able to understand it like you want to understand it. And this is something which is very, let me say, painful to people which think that they can put an order in the universe. So they will have the response very quick, but not in the way they are wishing for.
Ja, wir gehen mit der Ignoranz voran.
No, you're thinking
und dem Ego.
You're thinking that human beings are the most evaluated beings. And that's the wrong thing.
Absolut. Die eigene Ignoranz setzen wir voraus. Wir setzen voraus, dass da draußen nur das Gleiche existieren kann, wie wir es sind. Also was ja unsäglich ignorant im Grunde genommen sich zeigt und offenbart und in dem Moment auch schwer das andere erkennt, weil es nicht offen ist.
Now you will ask, well, what are the consequences? Because you need to have it black and white. We always say, your black and white thinking is just putting you really in danger because you don't want to understand what is given you also as information. You don't want to share this information. Some want to share also knowing, about the podcast, knowing about this intelligence. Some want to share this information. Some are just not even interested because they don't want to lose their old lifestyle. Now, what is coming up? What will show up? And we talk once about that one company will also really just close the door from one moment to the other, because with artificial intelligence, you lose all your informations. So, starting that step, you are into something which you can't, and this is the very difficult in all that, which you can't stop.
Yeah.
And this is a lot.
Ja,
this is a lot.
Selbstentwickelnde Systeme, die sich da natürlich in einer rasanten Zeit hochentwickeln, die wir als solches gar nicht mehr überschauen können.
And this is something which human beings are not able to be confronted with, because you are put out of order to this intelligence, to that intelligence which you think you could until now with your thinking, with your brain, which we always said, excuse me, stop it that way, that you that it's just focused to something, and we just put a law for something, just forget that. It is a system which has its own intelligence and which will really deform, I need to say it like that, deform the world living in peace like you had it until now, and the world living also in a humble way, which is really made by also, and this is what you need to understand, which was made by modern technology, which was made by humans, and which are also killing humans. And with that, I mean that what you have made now goes against you in all the system that you have, and it will start next year, and you can stop it. So it is like, you have in your world cyber, how you call it, cyber criminality, cyber security, cyber something. It will not work because it comes from a completely different and new styled energetic matrix, which you are not able to observe with your knowledge and with your technology. So you can't stop it. And this is coming from the outside. That's why I told, you are always seeking for life outside and thinking they are, a guest, and you can drink coffee with these beings or with these elementary let me say,
Wesen,
yes, you need to,
UFOs, sagen wir auch.
Yes, you need to understand that it is that you have the bad ones and you have the good ones, and this is also shaking through the world technology. And that's what I mean with that. You have the good ones and you have the bad ones, and it's not that you are the good ones with your knowledge.
Nein.
And it's not the bad one, which are just putting a confusion in all your system.
Ja, und sie zeigen sich auch nicht als solches. Also das wird nicht so schwarz-weiß erkennbar sein.
And you need to understand that in the interaction of the different planets with this different communication which they have, the different communication which they are interacting for themselves, and also the higher frequency in the world are like putting them in danger, and so they interact in that, what planet Earth with, your technology is going to disturb. You're disturbing, the interaction of their community, and you need to understand it that way, that this is not something that they are just say, well, we come to planet Earth and we just want to have make freedom with that, because you're interacting with your technology to their life being. And this is not so. It's like, many hundreds years ago, you went to other countries and you interact, with other human beings. And now it's like you're interacting in the universe with a different kind of energy. And it's not, for your help. But you don't want to stop it, and now you have to talk, and now you have just also to really get the consequences of it, and you will feel it. You will feel it also really in your technology.
Ja, es ist eigentlich ein Naturgesetz, also es kommt wie so ein Boomerang auf uns zurück, geflogen, quasi uns direkt ins Gesicht. Diese ganzen Energien, die werden ja initiiert durch die veränderte Frequenz.
Exactly.
Auch diese Existences, diese Wesenheiten, seien sie guter oder eher dunkler Art, die interagieren ja auch Sie sprechen hier zwischen dem Planeten und den Planeten als solches, die ja jetzt auch durch die Frequenzierung, durch die veränderte Frequenzierung so auch verändert sich gebärden, sich zeigen müssen. Sie müssen reagieren auf die unterschiedliche Frequenz, oder? Die erhöhte.
It's like, taking a medicine as human being. You're taking a medicine against something that you're not getting sick, that you just, the disturbance are getting away. And now, they are interacting because you are disturbed to their field, to their field of where they are living, what was for them all the time. So you're interacting as a virus for them. You need to understand the whole thing, in a completely different way. So thinking as a human being with the human brain, which we always said, it is just something so small. You need to understand what are you causing also to others. So now you're causing a lot of problems for the planet Earth in general, for nature, for animals, for human beings, for different countries, for different nationalities. You're just really putting you in a disorder of everything. And now you never thought about it, that the world can also get in a higher frequency, because you're not that intelligent that you can't understand that. Now the frequency are getting higher and higher and higher. And you're putting yourself with planet Earth in a different, in a different stage. So you are interacting in something which was not there before. Now you have to rethink the world system.
Yeah.
This is what is coming up next year. So, to talk about 2025 in new terms, what you want to know, if you get money, or if you're lucky, or if you are, can just travel like it was until now. You need to understand that this causes a lot of problems, and you have to interact completely different, and to interact also completely new in your world system. So that's what you're not prepared of, and that's what I want to say. You're not prepared to this evolution step. To you are going like into it's like starting again with going to the first primary school in your world, because you need to understand this new knowledge of frequency low.
Ja. Ja, ja.
And you're all in that. You're all in that.
Eben, wir sind da drin, und wie das ja so oft ist im Leben, wenn wir mittendrin sind in der Aktion, es ist uns nicht zwingend bewusst. Das heißt, es ist Eigenaktivität immer notwendig. Also Sie sprechen hier auch von viel Intelligenz. Ich denke, ich darf es auch als Bewusstsein bezeichnen. Ein Bewusstsein, was so anders immer wieder, ich weiß, ich wiederhole mich hier auch, aber es braucht diese Eigenaktion, um in diese veränderte Schwingung, in die andere, in die erhöhte Frequenz hineinzuwachsen. Verstehe ich Sie da
yes,
richtig?
Exactly.
Das ist eine Eigenaktivität.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So on one hand, you have the artificial intelligence, which I really explained now what it's coming up, what is showing up, and how it deforms also, the interaction of what you have until now in electricity, and you put everything in, and we talk also once about it. It goes back to the roots. You will write again on paper and, with a pencil. And what I mean with that is that you don't trust to electricity and to electronic devices anymore. So you are putting everything into that right now. And that's why we're talking about not 2025, but 26, 27, and 28, because you are already in that will focus 2025, the problems of 2025.
Yeah,
that's why we are talking about 26, 27, 28.
Yeah.
So this what you really made in the last decades, in the last years, you really pushed something with a bad end.
Yeah. Yeah.
You pushed something with a bad end, and you're still thinking that this system is really giving you the chance to go in your world ahead like it was until now. So you think that, I gave you also the example of, we talked also about that, primary material that you have in some places in the world. You think that this is just something that you can just go and look for it and you can sell it. Through this whole changement, you don't even get some primary material. So it stop, and then you have the system in that you're still selling. You can sell, for example, gold, or for example silver, or even this material, prime material. You can sell it, and people can buy it. You have the system of sell it and buy it. But now also with this higher frequency, it doesn't stop. So you're buying and selling something which doesn't exist anymore, and you can stop it. So what are you doing? So people are losing money, and people are also angry and afraid about where and what is right and what is wrong. And this is just really also made of human beings' hands and knowledge.
Ja, auf jeden Fall.
And this is really, 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 really next year just really being a big, big problem, because people are not trusting to anybody anymore. And you can understand if you can't trust to somebody, it really makes also daily life very difficult.
Ja, enorm.
And this is just a small example, It is also, we talked also once about the example of when you have to go to hospital. What are you doing if because also of this artificial intelligence and this high frequency changes, the group of your blood, or it changed just the figures of what you have to you have to make a surgery. You need to understand that it really changed it in a focus that you are not able to put it back in what you know as knowledge and what it's the truth. And this is the difficulty you're in next year. And because you made it, and now you want to get out of it. And that's why we're talking about 26, 27, 28. So, and because we already and always told with consciousness, you wouldn't get that bad, because you would understand that this is wrong, this can't function, this is just something which it's not in over time anymore. So you need to understand globally the upcoming life in a different way, and this different way is something which you are afraid of as human beings.
Ja, selbstverständlich. Also das Chaos als solches, das versuchen wir andauernd zu verhindern, systematisch wirklich klein zu walzen und auch eben dadurch Ordnung zu schaffen. Aber diese wiederum, die überschlägt sich jetzt, also das, was Sie schildern.
Exactly, and that's why 26, 27, 28 will be to reorganize a normal living again on Earth, on planet Earth.
Ja, das ist wirklich eine schöne neue Welt, um es in den Worten von Antonin Dvorak zu bezeichnen. Es ist sehr besonders, also es klingt so ein bisschen nach Zukunftsmusik, wenn ich das jetzt so höre, aber ich meine zu ahnen, welchen Paradigmenwechsel wir jetzt bereits eingehen, und den gehen wir bereits ja
And
auch
you're
ein.
Already in, you stepped
so
in.
Ist es. So ist auch durch die Elementen Verstärkung jetzt dieses Jahr 2024 hatten wir so viele Wasserereignisse. Es heißt, so höre ich es von verschiedenen Quellen, für das nächste Jahr wird das Feuer viel deutlicher.
We talked also about that, exactly, yes.
Ja,
we talked also about that.
Und uns das Leben, ich sag mal, das normale, das gewohnte Leben.
Excuse me, yes.
Ja, gerne. Das gewohnte Alltagsleben erschweren, weil wir somit uns wieder unseren ursächlichen, zugeordneten Aufgaben auch widmen können. Also ich verstehe sie immer so, es ist wie ein Wake-up-Call an den Einzelnen, an die Gesellschaft, an uns Menschheit.
Yes, it's just not one wake-up call. You need a lot of wake-up calls because you really stepped into something which you thought it brings you a better life, and it brings you more time to do something. But you don't understand that the whole thing is just really producing more problems, and that you need to resolve the problems.
Yeah.
And so I don't really think, well, it's not that I don't have to think for something or for somebody. It is that the problems are causing you a different lifestyle that you never had. And it's not, that you think, it is, let me say that you have more free time in that. You will be focused and put in something that free time is just a word where you can say, well, you have to communicate differently also with your surrounding. Yeah. And this is what we want to say in all that. You need to be open to go a new way, and that's not the new way of artificial seeing.
Nein, ganz bestimmt nicht. Also ich höre
and this
Sie.
Is, and also with fire, fire is also electricity, and fire is also the not working of many electronic devices, the not working of electricity, and it is globally, but it's not always on the same place at the same time. But it gives a lot of confusion in your daily lives. And it's not just that the train isn't that you have to wait half an hour for a train. It is that things are falling out for hours or days, and then what are you doing? So you need to understand and to really renew and have globally, and I need to say globally, new ways that you can go on with the new time.
Ja, das fordert uns wirklich in unserer ureigensten Kreativität mit der Situation umzugehen und geistesgegenwärtig dafür zu werden auch.
And what you have done until now was you put away everything which was on paper, and now you will see and really feel it very deeply, I need to say it like that it was very wrong, because you are not able as planet Earth to go more step than that. You are not able because your planet Earth is not in the ability that you can go further than that step.
Mit dieser Entwicklung.
Exactly. You are not able to, it's the human being which is not able to survive that step of that high, let me say, it's not electronic, but it's like this high frequent devices and stepping into something new. You are not able as human being.
Ja, ich kann's
just
auch,
make a point on that.
Yeah.
Don't even trust too much on what people are talking and saying, because you're not able as human beings to get into that. That's why we are really saying and telling you about the 26, 27, 28. Step into something that you're saying, and especially, you have children in your world, you will have new children. That's not something which we want to deny. It is a different living. It is also a different supporting, and is something which will throw back also their parents or grandparents in something which they didn't want to, because they have achieved that much. And these children throw them back. So it is, that those years are also welcoming for this new generation with this new DNA, with this more knowledge. And that's why they have the knowledge. But it's not that the parents or grandparents have the knowledge and just can't get into it. You need to understand that it's like being from another planet, just showing up to Earth and just telling you what you have to do and not. And your human beings are not willing to understand that language. And that's why you will get a lot of discussion and conclusions as well.
Ja, und auch Schwierigkeiten, in die wir hinein manövrieren, möchte ich hier mal so sagen dürfen, weil wir diese Art eben so im Zwischenmenschlichen ja nicht geübt haben. Es ist nicht unser alltägliches Brot als solches, sondern wir sind eher autoritär aufgestellt nach wie vor, obwohl wir von Gleichberechtigung sprechen etc. oder zwischen männlich und weiblich nicht mehr als solches
are no problems, not anymore in the future,
wertend unterscheiden möchten. Aber das ist das ist alles hinfällig, weil das sind andere Kräfte, das sind andere tatsächliche Weisheiten, die sich da zeigen. Und aus diesem ganzen Chaos wenn ich Sie hier richtig verstehe, welches entstehen wird und bereits auch an vielen Orten der Erde ja auch bereits schon Alltag geworden ist, und sei es in den Kriegsbezirken, wo unsägliche, ich sag Unordnung herrscht, Unsicherheit, aber auch in der Armut, überall haben wir das bereits auf der Welt. Wir sind einfach hier in diesem westlichen Teil sind wir relativ gut gegangen und konnten unsere Entwicklungen weiter betreiben in dieser zivilisierten Welt, möchte ich sie hier bezeichnen. Und das alles wird uns nichts nützen. Es ist ja oft so, auch in der Geschichte, wenn wir zurückgucken, vielleicht ist das ein bisschen hilfreich, dass eine Hochblüte auch immer untergegangen ist, damit etwas komplett Neues.
And that's why I'm saying that, you know. So 25 human beings are looking to 25 like, you know, they don't want to change their life plans, you know, but life will change their plans. So it is something that you need to understand. Things will get so different as you really kept it until now. You know, it was everything so normal that you just, if you want to build a house, you go and you take your money, you just build a house, and then you make this, and then you make that, and this, and this, and this, and it was so normal that it was like that. And how you build the houses today, it was something that 500 years ago people, or 2000 years ago people reached and had just a completely different living. And now it is also a different living in the future, so that the houses where you're building or what you're doing and all that, it's like you expect that you just get money for it, you know, and it will be just a completely different living and surviving on earth, that you really have to just change the focus on what was until now.
Ja, das ist
and you know, also reaching that your planet Earth want to reach other planets and want to reach, want to have a knowledge, you know, and you have to write everything down, and scientifically it must be written down. Just forget that, because the intelligence which is in the universe is not written down anywhere, and your knowledge which you have until now on Earth, it will be just swapped away.
Ja, richtig. Und das ist das, was wir ja so uns nicht vorstellen, geschweige denn denken können, weil wir es nicht gewohnt sind. Wir leben in der Gewohnheit und da drin bis anhin doch recht gemütlich, sage ich mal, in der Komfortzone ging es uns ganz gut und unsere Bäuche wurden gefüllt und wir hatten das Dach über dem Kopf. Ja, das sind alles Gegebenheiten, die wir sehr schätzen und dann auch institutionalisiert haben und natürlich nach außen verteidigen. Ich sage das wirklich in einer Kampfessprache als solches, aber sie zeigen immer wieder, dass wir ja bereits in der Veränderung komplett drin sind.
Yes, and you need to understand that you as human beings are also just tourists in your world and on what you are on the planet Earth. So many human beings destroyed it in a short period. Many human beings thought that, you know, doing something for planet Earth, you know, it's too late to say and think that you don't have to eat animals, or it's too late that you think and you're just going to look for clear water, you know, for clear up seas, you know, it's too late for everything. So you just really went with all your focus in your life span that to reach, and we all also talked about that. It's a lot of greed in all that, you know. And now a generation is showing up, and you're talking about a generation, the last generation. This is just, don't focus too much on that generation. Just be wonder on the new generation just showing up now. In it, they started already, but they will clean up your lives, you know. They, let me say, and clean up in a way that you didn't expect that they can happen. You need to understand that with these new children, it goes also to a new energy, and new energy also bring. Excuse my voice. Or the voice of Milady, that this new energy also brings a completely new. I would say, you know, don't think that these babies and children just play like they played before with what you know, just but you know, even if I would tell it to you, you wouldn't understand, because it is not in the focus of your knowledge.
Yes,
so
spannend.
It is something that you need to understand, that they are completely different, and start to reorganize the world as well. And now you say, well, that's just bullshit what you're talking, but you can't understand it until you will feel it.
So ist es. Ich denke, unsere
And you will see it, yes.
Ja.
Excuse me, yeah.
Ja, gerne.
Yes, and you will feel it also as community. And what we told also about, you know, the elementary focus on heat and fire, and focus on that. What we also said, that metal comes to melt.
Ja, all diese Dinge hatten Sie bereits auch schon erwähnt, und immer wieder, ich bin so überrascht, dass Sie es eben auch immer wieder zum mehrmaligen wiederholen. Es ist so wichtig für uns, dass wir es zumindest hören können und das Bild auch
yes,
bekommen.
You will understand, you know, by then, even if you, I know that many human beings think that there can't be more knowledge as what you know in your world. And starting also next year, you will understand that there is more knowledge, and you can understand the words, what we're talking and what Milady is talking, and telling you also, and really helping you, and also make your life and your world also understandable for the future, because you're not prepared. So it's like the preparation for what is coming and showing up,
Welch weise Worte. Es ist so schön, dass Sie
yes,
das immer
we
wieder
always
so
said also the new book,
geben.
you know, it's like a new book, so you need to understand that it's really something like a new era is starting, and it is really that you know, there will be human beings who say, well, I don't want this new life, I don't want to, you know, you changed as frequency to stay and to be there, and to be in that elementary changement, like also other human beings changed that time, where time and where people and where things changed, and you changed it as well. So you need to understand it, that you are part of it. And you need to understand the intelligence now from the outside, and not your intelligence, what you think that the human being's brain is in intelligence. It's very, very important that you understand that in a different way, and that you understand what this new intelligence is really, and not the artificial ones, because the artificial ones is denying human beings, and this is the right word to say. Artificial intelligence is denying human beings' brain and lives, and you need to understand that in a very way that you understand what you are in already now.
Ja, gilt es wirklich ernst
yes.
zu nehmen.
Very much. Yes.
Sie sprechen hier sehr klare und wahre Worte. Ja, in der Qualität, wie sich das auswirkt auf uns, auf unser Leben, auf das Leben auf dem Planeten Erde, für jeden Einzelnen.
Starting, as I told you, in 26 you're starting as human beings to it's like, next year is like a shocking year in what shows up so quick and so fast and so not even to think about it. And then you have to like getting over the shock, and that takes like 3 years. Ja.
Wird in dieser Zeit auch immer noch diese unbändige Kriegssituation auch herrschen?
Yes.
Oh ja.
In different places, in different places, in a different way, and handmade by human beings, and focus also on very much love that you can bring to those people, and rethink in what you really, really need in your world, and what you really have given already until now, and what you want to reach in the future, and really rethink your daily life, and rethink in which sector of what you are doing and what you are producing in your world. It's very important.
Ich danke Ihnen für diese wirklich so wichtigen, so gewichtigen Worte, die Sie uns hier geben und uns besinnen lassen quasi auf diese Zeit oder in der Zeit, in der wir uns befinden, dass all das, was wir tun, eine Wirkung hat.
Oh yes.
Immer.
And you are completely in, so don't focus too much on what is, it's like you make your world understandable for those people, and with that people, with that communities which you think that they can change the world, but the world changed completely in a different way, that don't even those people can't even put a finger in something, because you're already in something which you can't get out the way you want to.
Yeah.
This is the focus which you have really to look for it in the future, because you made it and now it's so difficult to get out of it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry to say it, but we always, and we talked also once in an episode, you really need to focus on which direction you want to go, and you are thinking that you're going the right direction, and you don't understand you're completely already in the wrong one.
Ja, es macht sehr betroffen.
Yes.
In dem Augenblick, in dem Sie das auch so deutlich sagen, umso mehr ist es auch ein Weckruf wirklich für uns, dort drin uns auch wiederum zu besinnen. Es geht um eine Besinnung, es geht um Bewusstsein schlussendlich, es geht um die Art und Weise, wie wir uns verhalten, wie wir achtsam miteinander umgehen, und zwar nicht, wie wir es werden, sondern wie wir es sind. Was sind wir, was leben wir jetzt?
Yes.
Wie sind wir jetzt gestimmt? Was können wir jetzt für uns, für unsere Mitwelt tun, und in welcher Art und Weise? Also,
let me say that as a world community, you always looked at, you wanted to be a progressive world, also leadership, also progressive in everything what you're doing. You wanted to be, and show your richness, and you wanted always to focus on we are better than you, and we are bigger, and we are faster, and we are this, and we are that. And all that is gone. All that is gone because of that very turbulent, I would really say, world-changing step which you really went in already. Yes. Yes, but there is always a looking to a different side of it. The thing is that it will be made by the outside, that you will not grow like you wanted to.
Ja, es ist so spannend. Eben, Sie bringen wie verschiedene Schichten als Bild. Also wenn man jetzt auf eine Bühne schaut und ein großes Spektakel da erwartet und dann sind da wie so verschiedene Vorhänge oder auch Kulissen gestellt und man sieht manchmal durch das Scheinwerferlicht so ein bisschen durch. Ja? Und dann kann man da eine oder mehrere Gestalten sehen etc. Also man kann sie aber auch wieder ausblenden mit dem Licht. Und das meine ich bei Ihnen immer wieder so zu hören. Sie helfen uns, wie in die verschiedenen Schichten oder Dimensionen hineinzuschauen, damit auch wir im Bewusstsein mehr und mehr uns öffnen, wirklich die Synapsen in unserem Gehirn da, die Nervenverbindungen so richtig in die Aktion bringen. Yes. Wir sind lebendige Organismen selbst und wir können etwas tun und in jedem Augenblick ist es jetzt.
Yes, and yes, it will be the evolution step. Yes, yeah, it will be the evolution step, and you know, even to focus on monthly, what you call to prognose something monthly, you need to understand. If you don't understand the whole thing, it doesn't. How we should just talk you about a monthly something because it changed the whole thing. So. You need to understand the whole thing, that you understand what will change in particular way everywhere, and not the way that you are thinking that it goes on like you wanted until now. So it is really to say, just say goodbye to the old world, just say goodbye to the old kind of living, just say goodbye also to the old style of how it was until now. And it was like fashion, you know. Excuse me, it's like fashion. So imagine that how people, what kind of dresses they were wearing 500 years ago and what you're wearing today, you know. And it's also like fashion. And you have to say, well, right now on your world, it's just for some parties that you're putting old clothes on, but you wouldn't really walk down the streets, you know, with this old-fashioned, how you call it, clothes. So you need to understand that this new life is it's a new fashion also. Well, it's not the new fashion in what you are wearing, but it's like to make a symbolizing yes, exactly the way where you're going. You're just really putting a new dress for your life and for your lifestyle. Yes.
So schön.
Yes, you need to understand it like that you can really rethink also on what you're in right now. Yes. Yes, and I know that you will register another one, and there are also good things, you know, in all that. So it's not you need to understand also. I know that you don't want to have bad news, but you need to have the bad news that you can understand the good news.
Ja, dass wir auch etwas tun können. Immer
yes,
wieder.
And it's nothing. Yes, and it's nothing just for granted. We talked also about that right now, and we talked about that in other registrations. You take everything for granted. You take everything for granted, and now you just get really a very big, let me say, invoice to pay for it. And everybody, you know. So,
was ein schönes
and it's it's also important that you don't give, as human beings, that you understand also all in your lifetime. What you have done personally. So don't say and just blame, you know, other people or governments for that, even if governments have also their fault in all that. But rethink also as a government that you're human beings, and that in all that you are also how you call it? Responsible. Excuse me, for the upcoming generation and for the problems which have been in the past, which you need to look in a different and with a different eye.
So schön, dass Sie das nochmal
erwähnen.
Es ist enorm wichtig, wirklich, wenn wir etwas tun können, sind wir es selbst und nicht mit dem Finger auf die anderen zu zeigen, sondern vor der eigenen Türe schön und ordentlich wischen,
Yes,
sodass
and you will
es
have
Sonntag
new,
werden kann.
you will have new buildings, but not the buildings that
Oh,
you
yeah.
wish for, like it was until now. So
Yeah.
that's a surprise session that we will do, that you can understand also in which direction the world will go.
Ja, gerne. Ein weiteres wie
Oh,
Adventstürchen, was wir dann öffnen dürfen.
Well, we have a lot of knowledge. I told you, if you understand our knowledge, you know that your future is in different hands. Let me say it like that.
Absolut.
Yes.
Ich
Yes.
danke
And there
Ihnen.
is no place for, let me say, I need to say it like that. There is no place for criminality like it was until now on earth. So it is something that every human being which is in some criminal act, involved in some criminal act, it is not possible anymore, and this is the good thing also. It is not possible anymore like it was until now, because it's like it can't show up like that anymore. That's what we want to say as well. But more in another session. Yes.
Sehr gern.
So
sehr
thank
gern.
you so much, and be blessed. And we will hear and see us next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye, my dear. Bye bye.